UK. Let's set the ball rolling as we would always do by bringing you our very first offering for today, which is our movie of the week. Do enjoy it.
We can go after them and find out who it is and what it is.
Our pick of the pack for movie of the week is an action-packed crime thriller which explores themes of determination, fear and responsibility. A 2022 high-octane suspense-filled film, Woke is written by Janine Okafor and produced by Priye Augustine. Directed by Bimbola Olagunju, this movie parades a cast of Kunle Remi, Tina Mba, Lateef Adedimeji, Linda Osifo, Zach Orji, Lanre Adediwura, Ike Adele, Ivy Agbo, Bright Wonder Obasi, Shade Emmanuel, Chinedu Louis, Emmanuel Igwe, and a host of others. Shot in Lagos and Abuja, Woke tells the story of Greg, a former Secret Service agent who, with the persuasion of his wife, agrees to take a job which was brought to him by a former colleague, Chooks.
And what's this nonsense you're putting on?
Isodeshi, he can save a lot of things and save me from ungun men.
On what?
Ungun men.
This is an investigative mission to find and rescue the kidnapped daughter of a renowned kingpin, Tega, who is widely known for corrupt practices but has the ability to evade the wrath of the law. The consequences of this mission for all concerned is better imagined. I do hope you enjoyed our movie of the week, and this takes us to our guest. Like I said, my guest today is an award-winning filmmaker. What actually intrigues me is the little space of time that he has spent in this industry and all that he has been able to achieve for himself and the industry, not just in Nigeria, but on the international space. Let's get to meet our exclusive guest today. This week on Nigerian Movies Today, our exclusive guest is an award-winning broadcaster, filmmaker, and information technology expert. Born on 12 September 1972 in Zaria, Tunde Olawale Aino grew and spent his formative years in his city of birth, Zaria, as well as Minna. He attended Army Command Children's School, Zaria, but had to move with his parents to Minna, where he completed his primary school education at the 21 Battalion Army Children's School in Minna. Secondary education was at the Army Day Secondary School, Minna, from where he proceeded to Government Science Teachers College, Wushishi. He commenced tertiary education at the Federal Polytechnic, Bidda, where he obtained an Ordinary National Diploma OND in Electrical Electronics Engineering and a Higher National Diploma HND in Electronics and Telecommunications. De Montfort University in Leicester, United Kingdom, was his next stop, where he obtained a master's degree in information technology as well as a PhD in view in the field of information communication engineering from Harbin Institute of Technology in China. The first of 8 children, Tunde, who has been in television for over 25 years, developed interest in the world of storytelling from his days at the Government Science Teachers College, Wushishi, where he acted in school productions. He, however, took up a career as a filmmaker in the year 2017, when, as the Chief Operating Officer of Star Times Nigeria, he superintended productions, majorly television series, for the organization. These drama series were Alagbara, Paperboat, Okirika, Ile Alayo, Paradise, and many more. He has, however, championed his own productions as a filmmaker, and these are Dambe Arena, a mixed martial arts program, The Rise of Igbinogun, an epic drama film, Underbelly, and Herdsmen. An indigene of Moba local government area of Ekiti State, southwest Nigeria, Tunde Aino in the year 2022 alone recorded major achievements in his career. He was elected member of the International Academy of Television Arts and Science and also selected as a juror at the 2022 Emmy Awards. He has, through his works, also earned nominations and won some awards. These include 2022 Africa International Film Festival AFRIFF nomination, 2022 Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival nominations, 2022 Africa Movie Academy Awards AMA nominations for Best Achievement in Costume Design, Best Achievement in Production Design, and Best Achievement in Makeup. 2022 Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival Best Film African Award. The 2022 Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival Best Movie Trailer Award, and the 2022 Africa Movie Academy Award AMA Best Achievement in Production Design Award. His multiple award-winning film Underbelly, presented as the opening film at the 2022 Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival, while it also screened at the 2022 Africa International Film Festival AFRIFF. On our exclusive guest segment today on Nigerian Movies Today, my guest, okay, how do I begin to describe him? I've always known him as a broadcaster. In fact, an IT expert talking about information technology. But somehow, right under my nose, I never saw it coming, he became a filmmaker. But of course, he still practices broadcasting. Today, he is an award-winning filmmaker. I mean, I'm just thinking, how did all this happen? Please join me as we welcome Tunde Aino. Hello, Tunde.
Hello.
It's good to have you on the show.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, like I said in my introduction, I've always known you as a broadcaster. And somehow, filmmaking got into it. How come? When? How did it happen?
I started my career like 26 years ago as an engineer, studio engineer. Along the line, I was posted because I started my career in Mina. Then I came to Abuja. I was working in the network news studio. And then when the Directorate of Training was created some years ago, I think Magawata was the first ED then. So he invited me to join him. So I was involved in planning and organizing training across board, not just for engineers, but also for production, for journalism and everything. And of course, when you're facilitating training, you're also learning. So I was learning, and then eventually I had to go to China in 2012. And at the time, NTA set up a bureau. There was an office, but it was just a journalist. There was no cameraman. So I started, learning camera. Then I became the unofficial camera of the bureau in China. So traveled around, most of China, filming, mostly self-taught really, because I didn't really have any formal training. And then the first thing I put together was for my school, my university in China, Harbin Institute of Technology. In China, they take propaganda very serious. Every organization has like a 5-minute video that they show to a guest, so you can have an idea of what the organization is all about. So I saw the one they had, and I felt it wasn't good enough because it was too. They just have one guy just talking. Yes, our school is like this. We have good laboratories. We have this and that, but I just felt it wasn't believable. So I approached the international office and I told them that I could do something better than this. And they say, okay, are you sure? Okay. But we don't have any money to give. I said, don't worry, I will finance everything myself. So that was how I now put together like a promotional video for the school. The unique thing about it was the students themselves talking about the school. So we gathered some students together, asked them about their experiences. There was this Austrian lady. We were asking her, what do you do outside school? She said she doesn't do anything. We didn't know what to do. So, okay, do you eat? She said, yes. Where do you eat? She said, at the cafe. I said, good. We'll shoot you at the cafe. We'll shoot you eating. And then you tell us about Chinese food. So that was how we interviewed each student, talking about different aspects, not what happens in class. Because every school has classroom. Exactly. But it's the extra now that, will attract people. So that video was well received. They were so excited. I mean, the International, Student Center. So that was my first attempt at putting something together. And then when I came back to Nigeria and assumed the responsibility of the chief operating officer of
StarTimes,
I was tasked with running the media department. The media department is about production, acquisition, and monetization of content. So because I'm supervising this department, I had to now also bury my head and, start learning. And then I was able to, after a few years, convince the company, because the company before then wasn't producing anything. You just go to the market, acquire content, and then, transmit. So I was able to convince the company to start producing locally. And that was how we started our first production, Alagbara. It was produced by Ogabelo. So Alagbara, we did Alagbara, then we did Paper Boats. Paper Boats also was produced by Toka Magbaro. Then, more recently, we have Ile Alayo, produced by Femi Adebayo. Then we have Okrika, produced by Mokari and Iyabo Ojo. And then Paradise. Paradise is a sitcom produced by Yo that's running at the moment. That is StarTimes. Now, for me personally, I felt that I wanted to take it further. On a personal level, I wanted to go into movies. And one of the motivations was I just felt there are some skills and experience I could bring on board that will add value to what is. Yes, the industry has really improved over the years, but there are still some gaps. First of all, the stereotyping about the kind of stories that people like. People like to watch. They'll say, oh, it must be comedy. If it's not comedy, nobody will watch it. So it must be comedy. It must have all the popular faces and all that. So people, there's just this stereotype. Secondly, our quality hasn't really reached the, especially with sound. With the pictures, yes, pictures probably can compete with any picture from anywhere in the world. But our sound, we're still far behind. We don't have the expertise, and sometimes also it's issue of funding, having the right equipment and all that. So these are the areas that I felt I just wanted to make an impact and do something different, because I was actually a trained audio engineer as well. While I was working, because while I was in the new studio as an engineer, I was also doing OB.
Yes.
So, and in the OB, I man the audio. I can still remember 2001 when Bill Clinton came to Nigeria. That was an A-level event. I was the audio engineer at that event when Clinton was hosted by our President Obasanjo. So that's the level I was operating then. So those skills now, how do I transfer them to, and so that was how I got into.
So that was how you got into the industry. And
yes.
So far, I mean, you have about 3 or 4 movies to your credit. In fact, we have one which is currently screening now. That's Underbelly. I also know of Igbinogun, right?
Yeah.
In operating fully in this space now as a filmmaker, you've talked about the quality of stories we tell. You've talked about sound. Generally, what has the experience been like for you as a filmmaker operating in the Nigerian space?
It's very challenging. It's very challenging because the industry is still at the infancy. The people are not able to. Most producers, some people are making it. You find Nigerian movies in Netflix, in Amazon, and whatever, but they are just probably 5% of the total that's been produced. So many producers are not able to monetize their investments. It's just you put in money, and then somebody comes and wants to buy a movie for 50,000, 100,000, So that is one big issue, and that's another experience that I want to bring from my work.
Yes, and
because my work is about producing content and monetizing content. So the distribution aspect of content is very important, and it's what a producer should put into consideration from day one. You want to produce content. Who's going to buy it? So it's who's going to buy it that determines the quality that you make. So if you want to make a content that you want to travel, then obviously the quality has to be certain, up to a certain level. So we have the issue of the lack of skilled people. Most of our people, I think they didn't have the opportunity of going through proper training in the various areas. So you find that there are just very few people that meet up.
2022 has been a great year for you, especially in the filmmaking space. You've been nominated as a member of a 2022 Emmy Awards juror. You've also been elected as into the 2022 International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. And well, for somebody who started filmmaking, you can't say that in this space you actually have a decade of experience.
No.
Yes, and knowing that there have been people who have been there for much longer, what has this done for your career?
Yeah, it is really, I cannot express how I feel. It's not like I don't deserve it, but there are so many other people who also deserve it. There are so many people who are better than me, who have been doing this for longer. So for me to get this opportunity at this time, especially in an area that I got into not long ago, it's really gratifying. It's really gratifying, and I'm really humbled. I just hope that more, because we have a lot of creative, brilliant people even within this NTA space, get the opportunity to have this kind of recognition.
Well, congratulations. Even though I've told you that off camera, but congratulations again on camera. Now, looking at your productions, I mean, your movie Underbelly won awards at the Toronto International Film Festival. It's screening at AFRIF. And you're able to achieve this quantum of progress in this little space and time. What is it about the kind of stories you decide to tell as an individual, as a filmmaker?
Well, it's a general principle of life. When you are going into an area where people are already established, and you try to do things the way they are doing it, where do you start from?
Okay.
But when you come in and you try to be different, so Underbelly is different from the look. When you watch it, if you put Underbelly with several other Nollywood productions, it will stand out from the look, the cinematography. Then the story is those kinds of stories are also difficult to tell because you are trying to go back in time. You're going back in time, which means you're going to spend a lot on props, costumes, and things like that. And of course, the acting was really natural.
At the round of this conversation, Tunde, I mean, yes, there's Igbinogun, there's Underbelly. I know you're also working on some other productions. What are we to expect? I mean, you've whet our appetite now for your own kind of story. So what are we to expect?
The next one will have some action. Yeah, action movies are very difficult to produce. They're not like drama, drama, thriller. I like thriller, I like something you watch and you're at the edge of your seat, trying to ask what will come next. That's, but the next one will be action. So, action, yeah.
Action in the real sense of it.
Action.
All right, Cindy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much and congratulations once again. I mean, on all the awards, your nominations and all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I have been speaking with an award-winning filmmaker. Yes, a broadcaster, but of course, for the purpose of this conversation, a filmmaker. Several awards that he has won in just this year alone. Of course, in this year, 2022, he has, been nominated as an Emmy Awards juror. In this same year, he has been elected as a member of the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. And you can say he's doing so well. Thank you once again for being on the show today.
Thank you.
Nigerian Movies Today continues because there's still so much more lined up for your pleasure. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Going by what my guest said, there's still so much more that we can do in the industry to improve it. But of course, we must celebrate the giant strides that we're taking so far. It's time now for us to look out for some of those interesting works that we've set aside for your viewing pleasure on our interesting movies to watch. Let's see them.
We are going to play the truth or dare game.
No.
Interesting movies to watch this week are Truth or Dare.
You came into my life and you made everything stable. Would you make me the happiest man in the world?
What's my fucking bad? No, wait. You think I would fucking want to have your girl on your own and give her life?
Yes, sir.
And Dear Sister.
What is confusing you? That guy from here, we chopped the two.
Where is she? Where is she? Where is this girl that called herself into Ifeco? Fucking nonsense. You will not touch me. You will leave your junior sister's husband. Go and look for your own. Charm your husband.
See you when it's too dark to see you.
You can be sure that there's so much for you on the Nigerian motion picture industry scene because really we're churning out good and beautiful works. Now, the players in the industry are very important because without the players, we really do not have an industry. And on this program, week in, week out, we search for those individuals who are coming into the industry as upstarts, but itching to get to the top of their career. These are the people that we refer to as our stars to watch. Who is our star to watch today? Let's find out together. Our searchlight for Star to Watch on this episode beams brightly on an actor and a model. Born and raised in Lagos on 15th August 1990, Stella Udeze is a graduate of English education from Imo State University, Owerri. Known for her role in the movie Joro, Stella started her career as an actor in the year 2013, but took a break to further her education by taking a course in management. She, however, returned to the film industry in the year 2014. She has featured in several Nollywood films, such as Strange Twins, Before Getting Married, A Week to My Wedding, Melting Point, Bleeding King, Baby Mama, Spellbound, Burning Pain, Dear Mother, Wheel of Fate, When She Left, Marriage Counselor, and many more. An indigene of Olu in Imo State, southeast Nigeria, Stella Udeze, who is the second child in a family of 6 children, was in the year 2019 nominated for the Intellect Awards Fast Rising Actor Female. Her effort to reach the top in the field of acting is currently being noticed. We can only wish our star to watch the very best of luck because really the sky is just the very beginning for her. Now let's take a trip around the entertainment circles. Remember, Nigeria is a country where we enjoy so much entertainment, and we bring this to you hot and juicy on our moments and events. This week we're bringing you some bit of international flavor. Let's take a trip on our moments and events.
You know what you whisper. They lost their protector.
My role in the film, how it connects to African heritage. Well, yeah, I'm the co-writer and director. So, you know, when we were writing the script, we were pulling from cultural things on the continent. You know, being inspired by traditions and rituals and motifs that made sense, that people would recognize when they watch it. And we did that on the first film. We dug even deeper on this one.
Yeah, I co-produced and I sang on one of the tracks. Honestly, it's a once in a lifetime chance. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It's changed my life already, so I'm just
This is the network service of the NTA. We now join our outside broadcast crew for a live telecast. Please stay tuned.
States and the FCT gladly look forward to this day as a climax of NAFEST. After the award ceremonies, we will all have cause to say goodbye to the friends we have made at NAFEST while preparing our hearts and minds for who will be the next hosts for NAFEST. Whether we are winners or not, we must call to mind that the main reason we are gathered here today is to celebrate